Hello and welcome to Fort Lee, where the Pregame Boys Varsity Basketball team is set to take on the Northern Highlands Highlanders. My name is Jonah White, and thanks a lot for joining us on this Saturday afternoon. 2 years and 17 days ago is the last time these interdivisional opponents met up, and on that day, Northern Highlands emerged victorious with a final score of 43-40. Let's talk about what the Bridgemen will need to do to get a different result this time around. They'll have to do a good job passing the basketball. That's going to be the key to the game for Fort Lee. This season, they averaged 13 turnovers, but just 6.7 assists per game. And they're averaging under 3.5 assists over their last 5 contests. To put points on the board, they'll need to move the ball around more efficiently. One of the key targets of that passing is likely to be freshman Devin Zhang, who leads the team with 11 points per game and is the Bridgemen's most dangerous shooter from the outside. We're just a couple minutes from getting underway here at East Gymnasium, and here are the starting lineups for today's game. First, for the visitors, the Northern Highlands Highlanders. Aiden Joyce wears number 11. He's a senior guard. Senior forward Jack Lish wears number 15. Senior guard Matthew Hamrup wears 23. Senior guard Billy Klarman wears number 30, and number 35 is junior forward Ian Joyce. And now for the Fort Lee Bridgemen. Sophomore guard, number 1 is Isaiah Stang. Number 5 is Gregory Garcia, junior forward. Sophomore guard Bem Ogadegbi wears number 32. Number 42 on your screen will be Rafi Gaykian, a junior forward. And freshman guard, the aforementioned Devin Zhang, wears number 45 for Fort Lee. The Bridgemen will be in white. Northern Highlands will be in red. The Bridgemen enter today's game with a record of 2-8, and Northern Highlands come in at 1-1. Obviously, the teams at different points in this odd and unique season. Two coaches for today's game. For Fort Lee, it's Adam Schrager, in his 3rd season as Fort Lee head coach and also a history teacher here. And for Northern Highlands, Mike Stone. Stone is assisted by James Pugliati, and Schrager is assisted by Sean Scully, Joshua Ford, and Anthony Medaglia. Joshua Ford is a Fort Lee High School graduate entering his 2nd year on Adam Schrager's coaching staff following a playing career at NCAA Division III Ramapo College. Northern Highlands played last night. They lost 67-63 against DePaul, despite leading 35-25 at the half and outscoring their opponents 20-6 in the 2nd quarter. Both of Fort Lee's wins this season have come by double digits, by 20 points against West Milford. Was their best result this season. We'll pause in just a few moments for lineups and the national anthem. We'll step aside and join you on the other side. It's the Highlanders and the Bridgemen next. Welcome back to East Gymnasium. We're just moments away from getting underway. Here are your officials for today's game. They are Ken Shoemaker, James Parisi, and Tim Lee. As the starting lineups have just been announced, once again the Bridgmen in the white jerseys and white pants, the Highlanders red and red. Decided by a coin toss, Isaiah Stang will inbound to start the game for the Bridgmen, who have already gotten the best of the Highlanders once already this season, a 70-50 win over West Milford. The Northern Highlands team has the same name, and Fort Lee will hope that in 32 minutes they'll have the same result as well. Here's Devin Zhang holding on the wing. Exchanges with Rafi Gay-Kian and now Stang. Olga Degby guarded by Hamra. Good ball movement so far for the Bridgmen on this possession, but yet to successfully penetrate. Zhang, three from the wing, no good. Offensive rebound, Isaiah Stang. Got it in contest with Klarman. Kick out. Here's Gay-Kian from the wing, around and out. Klarman with a pass up to Hamra, and Hamra draws the foul. He'll be headed to the free throw line as we get the first whistle of the game. They got Devin Zhang for the foul, and it's Hamra at the free throw line. And he puts the Highlanders on the board first. Hamra scored 13 points yesterday in the loss to DePaul. That was the second most. Billy Klarman scored 29. The other player in double digits was Jack Lish with 11. Gay-Kian, after Hamra sinks both free throws, make it a 2-0 game. Staying on the inside. Shot may have been partially blocked, and now blocked again, but this time illegally. And he'll be headed to the free throw line. Foul here called on Aiden Joyce. Stang has 104 points on the season and the most free throw attempts this season of anyone on the team with 35. Oh, he's just a 57% free throw shooter, averaging 10 points per game. He hits both here, and we're tied at 2. Hayden Joyce brings it up the floor for Northern Highlands. Nice pass inside for Lish, deflected by Zhang. Gay-Kian is pointing, and the official is pointing the other way. It'll stay down here. A bit of a choppy start to this one. Both teams concentrating on defense. Lish, a three. And it goes in off the rim and the backboard and then through. Jack Lish scored 9 of his 11 points yesterday via the three ball. 5-2 Highlanders. Here's Gregory Garcia. Now Gay-Kian holding. Bem Ogadegby. This is a three. No good. Klarman up for the rebound in front of Stang. Lish, another look. This time just short. Ogadegby the rebound. Ogadegby trying to get in on Lish. Kick out Zhang. Three. No good. And a foul called as they were going for the rebound. Foul on Garcia. Zhang checks out. Nathan Garcia comes in. Pass up the floor quickly. And turning around is Lish for the J off the backboard. Nathan Garcia. Stang on Klarman and back to Garcia. Garcia on the block, kick out wide open, straight on three. Gay-Kian, no good. Offensive rebound, Gregory Garcia. And then with an and one, it's Gay-Kian. Good persistence from the Bridgmen to get a second chance bucket. And Gay-Kian a shot at a three-point play. They called Joyce for the foul. Keane unable to hit the free throw. Seven to 4 early on here in the first quarter. Hamra. Ian Joyce. Klarman way downtown. Air ball. Ill-advised shot, perhaps, by Billy Klarman. He is one of the Highlanders' best offensive players, but perhaps a little bit too confident. A few feet behind the three-point line there. 3 minutes gone in the opening quarter. Ogadegbe looking to set something up. Stang uses the screen from Gaykian. Stang, good defense by Klarman. Out to Garcia. Ogadegbe, not really an outside shooter. Gregory Garcia, Nathan Garcia. Down to Gregory on the bounce pass, no good, and the rebound swatted by Lish and gathered by Aiden Joyce. Highlanders look to go quickly. Klarman is fouled. That's on Ogadegbe. This is a three from the corner, no good from Joyce. And the number 32 is Jack Murray, missing the follow. Garcia, three, no good. Gaykian almost got the offensive rebound, but no. Quick up for the Highlanders, and it's blocked by Stang from Aiden Joyce. Stang coming the other way, game heating up a bit. Ogadegbe for three, short. Now up to Klarman. Game's picked up quite a bit in the last few seconds. Klarman misses. Rebound swatted by Garcia to Stang. And here's Stang. Nice work! Isaiah Stang to the dish for the deuce. And what's been so far a well-contested defensive first quarter. Klarman. Nice pass. And heading to the free throw line off of it is Jack Murray. Gaykian called for the Richmond's fourth foul. Murray misses the first as Richmond make a double substitution. Jang back in, Quentin Graham as well. Gaykian and Ogadegbe come out. Graham, a senior forward. Murray misses both free throws. Uncontested rebound to Gregory Garcia. Stang. First touch for Graham. Here's Garcia, nice find inside. Nathan Garcia, another nice find for Graham, who's in trouble and has to outlet it, and does so well. Garcia working on Hamra, good defense. Jang. Bridgman are being very careful with the basketball, and a block here, but it's going to stay with the Bridgman. Good passing discipline by Fort Lee. We talked about their turnover issues at the outset. So far, so good. Zhang, a three. Yes! First points for Devin Zhang coming on a three. And the Bridgmen have the lead, 9-7, their first of the game. Klarman trying to answer, and he does. Billy Klarman, nothing but net. Graham. That was touched by Murray. And then Klarman trying to trap him in the corner. Good idea, but he got his hand in the cookie jar. Interception by Klarman here. Gets around Garcia, draws the foul. Can't finish the layup, but he's headed to the line. And satisfied with his work. This foul on Garcia. 5 fouls, 5 different players. That's the good news for the Bridgmen. But 5 fouls means, especially in the second quarter, Northern Highlands likely to spend a lot of time at the line as Klarman makes his first free throw. Two for two. 12-9 Northern Highlands. Ogadegby. Graham. Chang. Moving it around on the outside. Chang not on the same page with Stang, who's able to rescue it. Going back and forth, those two. Aggressive defense, and it pays off. Coming up with a steal, Jed Katz. And then Quentin Graham with the interception at the other end. Stang, nice floater. Game alternating between choppiness, whistles, and free throws in sequences like that in the first quarter. Here's Jed Katz. Lish. Number 14, by the way, in red is Ian Langan. And a 3-ball from way outside Billy Klarman. I said it was an ill-advised shot when he tried earlier. Apparently not there. The confidence is warranted. Graham almost lost it. Bridgman want to hold on for the last shot, down by 4. Don't want to go risk any more in the first quarter and try to cut into it a bit here. Ogadegby, good defense by Lish. Out of bounds with 3.2. And the Highlanders will have it. Langan. Half-court heave. No good. One apiece. Gregory Garcia, Nathan Garcia, Bemo Ogadegby, Rafi Gaykian, Devin Zhang, Ada Joyce, Billy Klarman, and Ian Joyce for Northern Highlands, who have the ball to start the second quarter. Hamra. Lish. Hamra trying to duck against Jang. Good defense initially by Gaykian, but he gets the rebound and the putback. Here's Garcia. Gregory Garcia now. Zhang able to reach the pass. Stang trying to calm things down. Nathan Garcia. Zhang trying to work it inside, and he traveled. And that, as much as anything else, a consequence of the Highlanders' very good defense in that possession. And Zhang a little bit too desperate to penetrate, but understandably, as Highlanders with a very impressive defensive possession. Here's Klarman. Jed Katz. Langen, not sure that was intended for Langen. 3 from Klarman, yes! Billy Klarman with 8 points. Actually, I believe that's 11 for him. And he's called for the push. He'll be the first player to have 2 fouls called against him. Highlanders opening up a 20-11 lead. It's a 13-2 run. Going back to the first quarter. Good look here for Gregory Garcia, and he hits. It's a 3. Much needed bucket there. Oh, and Jack Lish was left all alone. Gaykian with the block. What a play by Gaykian, rescuing back on defense. He's got 16 coming in, which is more than everybody else on the team combined. And a big one there after the Bridgman defense lost track of Jack Lish. Katz for 3, too short. Gaykian rebound off the bounce. Ogadegbe, nice look. Garcia, nobody near him. No good. But the rebound deflected out of bounds off of, I believe it was Lish. The Highlanders get a team offensive rebound. Gaykian nearly picked off by Langen. He was able to hold him off. Here's Garcia. Nathan Garcia, that is. Now Stang. Stang pulls up. High arcer, no good. Gregory Garcia, the rebound. Excellent job offensive rebounding by the Bridgman so far in this game. Here's Stang. Nice spin move, and it's rejected by Langen. Oh, he made a great move to get around Jed Katz, and Langen rescued his teammate. Hamra, long 2, no good. Stang elevates for the board. Ogadegbe, mid-range, no, offensive rebound, and put back by Gregory Garcia. He's only played in 4 games this season, Garcia. But he's been good so far. Big putback there, making a 4-point game. Foul is called. On Ogadegbe. First foul nearly halfway into the second quarter, and that's important because that was the only one they had to give, the Bridgman. Gavin Phillips, number 4, and Turner Katz, number 25, have entered the game for the Highlanders. Hamra. Katz. Back and forth with Klarman. Katz a 3, and it bounces up. And he just didn't get the direction after hitting the rim. 20-16. Highlanders have scored the the Bridgman have scored the last 5 after giving up a 13-2 run. Garcia, 3, no good. Gay Keane, 1-on-3, comes down with a rebound. Kick out, Stang, 3, no good. Gay Keane almost got it again, helped it. Eventually wound up with Garcia again. Really great job on the offensive boards in this first half. Ogadegbe out to Jang, long 3, yes, it's good! It's 8 straight points for Fort Lee, and it's a 1-point game. Klarman looking to answer again, and it's clean! Maybe he doesn't know where the 3-point line is, and maybe he doesn't need to. Gregory Garcia. Shang. Ogadegbe working on Hammer. Hammer goes to the deck, and it's an offensive foul, and the 3rd foul on Ogadegbe. Adam Schrager contending that the defender there, I think it was Hamra, was moving. Didn't like the call. Turner Katz went leaf off the ankle shin of Ogadegbe, and this time Katz unable to rescue. And it's a Northern Highlands turnover. 2:15 to go, 23-19 Highlanders. 2:15, that is in the second quarter. Gay Keane down low against Katz, no good. Lish couldn't secure the board, and it comes to Ogadegbe. Back iron, Gay Keane off the board, no good. And finally, the rebound secured by Gavin Phillips. Klarman against Stang. Hamra, 1-on-2. And he makes it in against what was pretty good defense. Stang, could have been an adjustment last second to take the shot there. But again, Gay Keane with a rebound. He's headed to the line. No good on the first. This is the second foul on Billy Klarman. And he can't in and out on the second free throw. 6-point lead for Northern Highlands, looking to expand it. In the final 90 seconds of the first half, again, a long 3, and he can't miss! Billy Klarman for Northern Highlands. Gonna have to start picking him up right at half court. Not that they aren't defending him from the outside, he's making them anyway. Gay Keane didn't know where the rim was, overshot it a little bit. Another one from Klarman, not this time, heat check. And it's Kyle Kachomuse, number 4 for Fort Lee. Gay Keane, left-handed, trying to get it in, could not. Last 30 seconds and a sloppy pass. He was trying to get it to Hamra. Would have been not a terrible idea, but... Oh, excuse me, it was deflected. My apologies to Katz. Oliver Garcia is number 3 in red. Here's Aiden Joyce missing short. Okay, keying out. Final 20 seconds of the half. Back to a 9-point lead. It's Stang off the glass. Important 2 points for Isaiah Stang. Klarman. Lish, a three. Too short. Hamler trying to beat the buzzer, and he does. Gets the roll. Very good end to the half for the visiting team. After the Bridgman had cut the lead from 9 to 1, the Highlanders expanded back out to 9 at the end of the second quarter. They've scored 15 in each of the first 2 quarters. Fort Lee 11 and 10. I'll step aside for halftime, rejoin you about 7 minutes from now. We can give you some more official first half statistics and start the second. At halftime, it's the Highlanders 30 and the Bridgman 21. Welcome back to the Fort. Jonah White with you again. 2 minutes away from starting the second half with a score 30-21. Northern Highlands leading Fort Lee. Points in the first half were as follows. First for Northern Highlands, Billy Klarman with 17, Jack Lish with 7, Matthew Hammer with 6. That's it. 30 points from 3 players. For the Bridgmen, it's 21 points from 4 players. Stang with 8, Jang with 6 on a pair of threes. Garcia, that would be Gregory Garcia, has 5. And Rafi Gekian has 2. In terms of fouls, only player really in foul trouble is Ben Okadegby. He's got 3. Billy Klarman has 2. And for Fort Lee, Gregory Garcia, Nathan Garcia, Gekian, and Chang each have 1. For the Highlanders, Murray, Aiden Joyce, and Ian Joyce all have 1. It's been a game of runs so far in the first half. Fort Lee led 9-7 after overcoming an early deficit themselves. Then a 13-2 run for Northern Highlands, spanning the first and second quarters, made it 20-11. Fort Lee responded with 8 straight points. Northern Highlands responded to that with a 10-2 run to close out the half. It's been a well-played game, though. And the thing I wanted to focus on at the outset was turnovers and passing the ball well. And they have done. The Bridgmen have passed the ball well. They've got offensive rebounds. The main problem for them has been Billy Klarman shooting it from anywhere in the opposing half court and making it. That horn means we're just about to start the third quarter. Bridgmen have the possession arrow and they'll start with it. We haven't had a held ball yet. A couple of notes while we're waiting for the third quarter on Fort Lee head coach Adam Schrager. He's got 20 years of experience at 8 different schools, including Fort Lee. And he said these experience and the coaches he's worked with have, quote, have created the foundation for who he is as a coach. And he's well-traveled as well, having coached in Massachusetts, Florida, and Texas, as well as here. And he went to Hofstra University on Long Island. Division II state champion with Massachusetts State in 1991 as a player, and he said his mission as a program is to build leaders on and off the court, quote, through trust, love, and commitment. And we're underway here in the third quarter. Okadegby, remember he's on 3 fouls. Using the screen from Gekian, working on Hamra, spins, and I think Hamra might have got a little bit on that shot. He got the rebound anyway. As Klarman takes it up for the Highlanders. Ian Joyce. Aiden Joyce. Patient offense for Northern Highlands. And open for a 3 from the wing. Joyce. Aiden, and he misses. 3 defenders tried to close out on the outside and left some room for that look. Zhang. He's only got 2 field goals in this game, both threes. Garcia gets the roll off the side of the rim. And about a minute and a half in, the first points of the second half belong to Gregory Garcia. Lish, a three. Contested late by Jang, and he might have just done enough. Garcia, the rebound. Stang, fouled by Klarman, and that's potentially big. Mistake there by Klarman. That's his third foul. Really unnecessary one as well. Understand he's got the intensity and can obviously appreciate that. But he's going to have to be careful the rest of the way. This could certainly turn into a very different game if Klarman needs to be taken out or gets into more foul trouble. Miscommunication on the pass from Garcia, and Gaykian. Hamra the beneficiary. Hamra blocked by Gaykian, but he got a piece of the arm as well. That'll be the second foul on Gaykian. Sending Hamra to the free throw line. Hamra misses both, and foul. Push in the back called as Ian Joyce was trying to grab the rebound. That's his second. Gaykian. Gregory Garcia. Stang. Tried to spin. Fadeaway. Nice! Isaiah Stang with a beautiful looking fadeaway shot. He's got 10. Highlanders yet to get on the board in the second half until now. First points for Ian Joyce. Garcia, miscommunication with Stang. Hamra. Lish on Garcia, spins inside and gets the bucket. Back to a 9-point game. Stang. Trying to split a couple of defenders, and he draws the foul. Called on Aiden Joyce. The second on him. Quentin Graham is back in, as well as Nathan Garcia for the home team. Gaykian. Oh, that pass swatted out. Nice rescue by Stang, and Stang's going to keep it himself and find the finish. Isaiah Stang, certainly the most confident player in white on offense. He's got 12 now for the game. 34-27. The Highlanders lead the Bridgman. Halfway through the third quarter. Hamra takes Graham to the ground. Or rather, Graham takes Hamra to the ground with a blocking foul. Oh, nice find by Joyce to Lish, but it doesn't result in points. Ogadegbe and Gaykian with the defense down low. Ogadegbe on Hamra, kick out to Graham. Stang goes in himself and finishes on the reverse. Isaiah Stang. Averages 10 points per game. He's well past that with 14. Hamra defended on the baseline by Gakian, and he made his way back to the basket. Nathan Garcia. Stang, a three, no good. Gakian pulls down the board. Graham, mid-range air ball. Offensive rebound, Stang. Who else? I'll tell you what, Bridgman might want to feel more confident taking shots from the outside, given the way they've rebounded the ball. And it's going to be a timeout called by Mike Stone. A 30-second timeout with the score 36-31. Billy Klarman will inbound out of the timeout with 2:20 left in the third quarter. The visiting team up by 5. Klarman, catch and shoot. No. And Gakian pulls down the contested board and draws the foul on Ian Joyce. There appears to be some disagreement on the visiting bench with that call. Third foul on Ian Joyce. Fourth of the quarter on Northern Highlands. Nathan Garcia stepped on the baseline. Three ball, Joyce, yes! Aiden Joyce. His first points of the game. It's an 8-point game again, 39-31. Oh, good deck beat. Tough defense by Joyce. Rebound tipped by Hammer to Lish. Up the court to Klarman. Oh, what a finish. Good defense by Graham. It's a 10-point lead. I believe that's the first double-digit lead of the game for Northern Highlands, 41-31 in the final minute of the third quarter. Stang spinning on Katz. Air ball again, really good defense by the visitors. Up the court quickly, here's Hamra. Graham was there and they called for a blocking foul. I thought looking at it in real time, he might have been stood still, but no real vociferous appeals by Adam Schrager. And he will call a timeout. Well, 5 straight points for the Highlanders. And looking to increase that. Now they've put 2 more points on the board for the Highlanders. I do apologize. The official just told me. I'm not sure how I missed it in real time. I was looking at Graham and the official, but the basket went in. It's an and one here for Hamra. He can't complete the 3-point play, but it is a 12-point game. Nathan Garcia. Okadegbe. Stang. Graham 1-on-3. Good defense, but good awareness by Graham to rescue. 12 seconds left in the quarter. 12-point game. Okadegbe. Garcia. Okadegbe 4-3. 3-ball. No good. And the rebound tipped onto the rim by Wilson Burke. And that kept it in the air long enough for time to expire in the quarter. At the end of 3, the Highlanders have opened up a 12-point lead. Quarter-by-quarter score. In the first quarter, Northern Highlands 15, Fort Lee 11. The second, Northern Highlands 15-10. And in the third, 13-10, again in favor of the visitors, who now have their largest lead of the game, following the and one at the end of the quarter by Matthew Hamra. Northern Highlands will start with it in the fourth quarter, and a lot of work to do for the Bridgemen. Coming down by 12. Devin Zhang still seated on the bench. Haven't seen him in a while as it's turned over quickly. Garcia coming up with a steal. Good start for the Bridgemen. They'll need a lot to go right here in this fourth quarter to come back in this game. They have played well in a few key aspects. Really good disciplined defense, though, by the Highlanders. Made it hard, as case in point here, as the shot from Stang goes off the backboard. It's very difficult for the Bridgemen to get any penetration. They've had limited success shooting from the outside. Here's a 3 from Jed Katz. No good. Offensive rebound, Murray. And thrown out of bounds by Katz off of Wilson Burke. And now Devin Zhang is back on the floor. Would think it's a situation where you want to get him the ball, ask him to take some shots, and even if they don't go in, get Kean and Okadegbe down low to try and get some second chance points. Here's the 3, no good, and 1-on-2, saving it from going out of bounds. Really smart play by Murray, and he got it to a teammate in Katz, who goes all the way. Stang. Katz trying to take it from him. Ogadekbi, Zhang, 1-on-2. Nice vision. Stang trying to stay away from the baseline. Again, very difficult for the Bridgman to penetrate. Ogadekbi finally does, but he can't make the shot. Now, Bridgman have to be a little bit more aggressive on defense, which of course leaves open the risk that the Highlanders could open this game up in the fourth quarter. Murray missing. Stang grabbing the loose ball. 5:30 to go in regulation. 14-point advantage for Northern Highlands. And Jed Katz is called for a clear blocking foul. And a timeout is asked for by Mike Stone. Four fouls, 14 fouls on Northern Highlands. 3 on the Bridgman here in the second half. Once again, we're going unofficial here. But in terms of foul trouble, Ogadekbi still with 3, Klarman with 3, Joyce with 3. Perhaps you could go as far as to say it was a missed opportunity in the third quarter when Klarman picked up his 3rd foul to really pick on him on defense, because there really haven't been any weak spots in the Highlanders D, especially in the second half. And obviously Klarman a good defender, but perhaps could have gone after him a bit more in the third quarter and exploited that he's on 3 fouls. As it is, though, not as much of a concern with just 5:20 to go. Zhang, a 3, no good. And the rebound, Joyce, Aiden Joyce. Shots just not falling here for the Bridgmen, still looking for their first points of the fourth quarter as we approach the 5-minute mark. Hamra uses the Lish screen. Hamra, oh, what a move! Matthew Hamra! Shimmied in between Gaykian and Zhang for the deuce. Gaykian will take a 3 here. Just short. Hamra elevating for the rebound. Hamra couldn't get past Ogadekbi. But at this point, not a problem for the Highlanders to hang out on the perimeter with the basketball. Klarman. Katz just winding the clock a little bit here. And doing it well. Joyce against Zhang. And a rebound tipped out, deflected on purpose by Lish. And Lish gets it back and finishes. Six points only in the fourth quarter so far. We've played over half of it. And all 6 have been scored by the Highlanders. Well, really, the Bridgman did good work. A lot of it was on the offensive boards. They've hit a couple of 3s. But in general, they've struggled shooting. Shoot 36% as a team, 27% as a team from 3 on the season. And by my estimation, it might be a bit lower than that in this game. Chris Sheth is number 25 in the game for Fort Lee. Number 22 here is Xavier Martinez. He gets it to and we get a foul called. Garcia will be heading to the line. It's both free throws, and finally on the board in the fourth quarter of the Bridgman. Hamra gets the and one. Matthew Hamra's had a very good second half. And a good game overall, both ends of the floor. Completes the three-point play this time. 52-33. As we'll get a wholesale substitution here for Northern Highlands. Oliver Garcia is number 3. Kevin Phillips back in. Langen, and that's stolen by Klarman. And up to Garcia, who hits the layup. Here's Chris Sheth for the Bridgman. Kachamuse swatted away. Sheth the 3. Rebounded by Langen, and again they go quickly with Klarman. And Billy Klarman finishes, as he's done quite a bit. In their last game on Thursday, the Bridgman lost 51-36 against Bergenfield, shooting a season-low 29% in that game, including 2 for 16 from three-point territory. It's been a similarly tough shooting afternoon here. (56-33). Klarman gets inside and adds 2 more. It's been a rough fourth quarter, perhaps summed up by that for Fort Lee. Klarman's going to take a 3, in and out. Kachamuse lost it, but Garcia kicked the ball. Into the final minute. It was a good game most of the way through, but this fourth quarter, the Highlanders have pulled away. Bridgman led 9-7 and gave up 13 out of the next 15 points. Came back to make it a 1-point game. At 20-19, it was then 30-21. In the 30-21 at halftime. Fort Lee made some progress, got it, I think, as close as a 4-point game a couple of different times. As what's likely to be the last points of the game are scored by Xavier Martinez. And even at the start of this fourth quarter, at the end of the third, they started pulling away, but at the start of this fourth quarter, it was still certainly very much a competitive game. And certainly a good performance in some ways. Passing the ball against a very good team for the Bridgmen. And it ends with a scoreline that's not really reflective of all four quarters, though it is reflective of the fourth quarter. 60-35, the final score. Well, for about 2 quarters and most of the third quarter, Fort Lee were just about step for step with Northern Highlands. But then the Highlanders pulling away, largely thanks to Billy Klarman and Matthew Hamrup. And that's going to do it for me this afternoon, Jonah White. And thanks to the Fort Lee Athletic Department and the rest of our broadcast crew from the fort. Thanks again for joining us. The final score, 60-35. Northern Highlands defeats Fort Lee. Have a good rest of your weekend.